Okay, so I don't have any tutorial videos, but I will show you what I did here with the lights on. So the first thing is a pretty basic monster in the box. The chain's not even connected. Pull this chain right off. And there was a hand that peeked out, but it's 3 years old now. It got kind of brittle and all the fingers had broken off. Basically a wiper motor on a sensor. Now the sensor is new. I'll show you the sensor. I got these on Amazon, and they are a plug-in sensor. Instead of having to wire it all yourself like we used to do with the garage light sensor. So this one's just plug and play, and there it is. It's behind some spider webs, so you couldn't see it. Okay, and these are my pair of skeletons. Here we go. This is my coffin skeleton. Now, I upgraded him this year. He actually got a fan. I don't know if you can see this. There's a fan down here that blows air up, similar to like how they do with those faux fires with the fabric that comes up, like, you know, and the red light. So it blows out this creepy cloth and cobwebs, and it gives a little movement to this spider and a little bit of movement to, because he's floating free there. So a little bit of movement, not much, but enough. And this guy is just a strobe light. And they're an MP3 player that I picked up for about 13 bucks, I think. Strobe light on him. And this is just I think that's a grow light. Alright, and here, this guy was kind of a last minute thing because I had a lawnmower that was going to the dump. So I threw this under there. This is kind of all last minute. And this leg originally kicked up at the deer motor that I used. I'll show you the deer motor. The deer motor didn't have enough torque to push the leg. So I didn't want to spend too much more money on it. So I just kind of kicked it till it would move every half hour or so. Next year, I don't even know if I'm going to do this guy, but if I do, I'll either get a stronger motor or I'll replace all the joints with ball bearings, and maybe a counterweight to get that moving a little bit better. This is Audrey 2, and this is the newest guy this year. And I'll show you. This is basically a digger, upside down digger, which is very similar to, let me see if I get behind here, hold on. Which is very similar to the rocking chair, and it moves that back and forth, right? And it's kind of like, it's got a scissoring action, and then the bottom jaw is stationary, and the top drawer is connected to the scissor. I don't know if you could see that. It's all covered up good in there. And then that's all connected to some LED lights. And this is just a piece of tubing from an air conditioner. It's an air conditioning vent tubing, 4-inch, that I spray painted green. And the top here is all spray insulation that I just spray painted green. A little creepy cloth and some plastic to cover up some joints and things. And these, the little tentacles that come out, are pool noodles. And these were all connected to a string and some bungee cord that are also connected to the motor. I don't know if you could see that in there. But that didn't move as nice as I wanted to. This is probably going to get rebuilt next year. And then the same MP3 player that I picked up for 13 bucks. And that's on the same sensor also, which runs exactly the same as a regular garage sensor, believe it or not. It's got the settings. I don't know if the settings are on this one or on the other piece. Well, the settings are 4 seconds, 4 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, and unfortunately the minute is too long for the song, the Audrey 2 song, and the 4 seconds is just not enough. I ran it that way, and luckily if you walk past it, it would kind of go off a couple of times and you get a nice snippet of the song, so you get what it was. But that's basically as complex as you could make it without having some kind of robotics in there, some triggers that'll take it back to starting position and yada yada, that kind of thing. Um, so that's the Audrey 2. This is the infinity mirror. You can see the mirror that I picked that up a couple years ago. There's a mirror behind there, and then this is another mirror. This is actually car tint, mirror car tint, and there's actually a couple of pieces of, if you look there, there's a couple of pieces of wood that I have flexing the mirror just to keep it focused on that rear mirror. And here it is on the inside. Let's see if you can see in there. And some skulls hang down, and a mirror at the back. All right, and a mirror at the front. And when this is all lit up, this becomes reflective, and the other side becomes see-through. So it depends on how much light is shining through here, and it's all just on a 2x3 wood base and a separate stand to hold up the larger mirror in the back. It's just a bathroom mirror that I picked up at like a liquidation place for, I think it was like 50-60 bucks, which is not bad for a mirror. I tried to have the two car tint plexiglasses, but it just wasn't focusing. I couldn't flex both mirrors good enough to get more than one or two multiples, right? So that's why I went out and I got I splurged on the real mirror. Now coming this way, you really couldn't see good coming through this way because the light was shining from the projector. So this was kind of a scare, kind of walking through this stuff. This is just some creepy cloth and some spider webs, and then I have some bag of bones hanging from a piece of rope, and some more cobwebs, and a big old spider that we picked up someplace. I don't even remember. Might have inherited it from someone. And these hanging corpses, I saw these online for like 30 bucks. And I was like, oh, great, I'll buy these. It'll save me a bunch of time. My wife says, hey, you could make those for cheaper than 30 bucks. And I was like, yeah, I can make these for cheaper than 30 bucks. And then I ended up making these, and they came out great. It just took me a bunch of time. And that's just scrap wood and, let me get back here. That's just scrap wood and some cardboard and some drop cloths that I got a heat gun, and I shrank that down so it looks like that. And I'll use that as body bags or alien pods or something in the future. Everything can be repurposed, you know? And this is just my screen that I got. This is the Atmos FX screen. I got the official one. It came with a free download. I was going to get a larger 3D spider, but the free download was good enough, so I just went with that. And then here's a couple more bodies that I have. And then one last spider. Now this was with the light coming here. Yes? Oh, okay, I'm coming in right now. Happy Halloween.